Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Ash.
And this is F1 Fanatics. So we are back with another middle banner, and if you can figure out what it says there, we're looking at Pierre Gasly versus Alex Albon today. And that is not obviously a direct comparison, but we are going to have a look at them both in their new seats. Obviously Gasly now back in the Toro Rosso, Albon moving up to the Red Bull, and we're just going to have a look how they're going to do in Spa and what would be success for them. Guys, if you are new here, don't forget subscribe to the channel for all your latest F1 content right here on F1 Fanatics. So Ash, should we get into it?
Definitely, and I think the best place for us to start is we're just going to have a look at the two differing driving styles. So I'll start with Alexander Albon. He is a much smoother driver in terms of the amount he puts into the car and the turn that he actually applies to the car itself. So for him, the Toro Rosso hasn't really suited him as a driver because there's been a lot more steering angles involved. He's having to wrestle with the wheel a little bit. And taking the step up to the Red Bull is going to give him the opportunity to go back to his natural driving style, which is a lot more like the style of Max Verstappen than Pierre Gasly has. So being in a car that has been designed around Verstappen's driving style will allow him to take that step back and to actually be a lot more smoother and consistent with the style of driving that he uses. And as it is his natural driving style, it is one where you're going to see an improvement in his performance comparative to what was expected of him at Toro Rosso. So he is going to obviously be expected to take that step up in terms of results, but his performance across the weekend should take a step up just by being able to go back and have that confidence in his own driving style and ability.
Yeah, and moving on to Pierre Gasly, guys. So it really is, for both drivers, probably a safer place where they should be. Like Ashley said, Alexander Albon having a smoother driving style that should suit the Red Bull more. Pierre Gasly's natural, more aggressive driving style, where he likes to fight the car a little bit more and really pull it into the corner, is far more suited to the Toro Rosso seat. And so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, mentally, I'm sure he will be affected by the drop, but he was only in that team 6 months ago. He will know the kind of race engineers and the team well. Can he go back into that team, feel more confident, build up that kind of confidence back in the car, and have a really good second half of the season for him? And I think now we're probably going to look at what success would mean for each driver at Spa. Ash, starting off with Albon?
Starting off with Albon, I just think it's going to be a decent qualifying performance with, I'm not going to say top end points finish, but battling with Carlos Sainz for that potential best of the rest position would be a success for him, just because it's a completely new environment for him. He's new to F1 in terms of it being his rookie season, and then to be changing team, changing car, engineers, mechanics. It's one where you can't expect too much too soon from him, so it's going to be a settling race for him. So I would be expecting a qualifying performance where he gets into Q3, maybe qualifies potentially 5th or 6th. Wouldn't expect him to be pushing the likes of Hamilton, Vettel and Verstappen near the top end. And then in the race itself, I would hope for him to secure that 5th or 6th place in the race, but I would consider 7th or 8th a success for him, just on the fact that it is going to be his first race and just taking everything in. And I hope he does achieve that, if not more, from this weekend, because he does deserve the step up, and also just the fact that it's it is, as you said, the better move. Both drivers are now in a car that suits them, so I would hope for more, but as I said, success for him is probably just making sure he does get into that Q3 and then getting a secure points finish.
So success for me, for Pierre Gasly, I think it's obviously difficult to measure because that kind of Formula 1.5 has mixed up so much. Toro Rosso obviously being 5th in the Constructors' Championship. If they have a car that looks like it's going to perform well, then I think a points finish has to be what would constitute success for Pierre Gasly. But I think the easiest barometer to kind of measure him against is if he is able to beat his teammate Daniel Kvyat in the first race back in that seat. I think that would constitute success for Pierre Gasly. But it is really going to be interesting to see what he's like on a mental state in terms of, is he going to be the driver that he was at Toro Rosso last year, or is he going to be the shadow of the driver he was when he was with Red Bull in the second half of that first season?
It is one of those where it's going back to a different environment. So yes, I feel that this weekend all eyes will be on Alexander Albon and Pierre Gasly because of everything that's been coming out regarding the change of seats, but I do think you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. This performance isn't going to be the one that decides
it won't define their season, will it?
It's one where
it might be a good one that kind of gives us a barometer of where both are and how they will then proceed the following 8 races.
Exactly. That's the way it's going to go. It's going to be a sight-setting race. You're going to see the level that they're performing at, and then we're going to be able to gauge how they improve for the rest of the season. I just don't think this race weekend at Spa is the one to sit down and say, well, Alexander Albon didn't perform well, or Gasly hasn't performed as to what was expected. So it is always going to be one of those where you've got to look at it and keep an open mind as to how the season's going to go for them.
I completely agree. So should we do our step in? Hey! And I think I'll try, well this could look bad in editing. I'm going to try and put Gasly here and then Albon there. And so look, there's the one to talk about. Guys, this was just like a different video. Obviously we've got our normal pre-race preview coming out on Thursday this week, but we thought this is something a little bit interesting to look at because it was the big news over the summer break. It was a shock in how early it came in the summer break, and it's just going to be an interesting one because that 2020 seat in Red Bull isn't decided yet. Pierre Gasly would have to be absolutely incredible in the Toro Rosso to probably get another shot at it in 2020, but it's really interesting to see if Albon can then push on and secure that seat for 2020.
Definitely, that's the one thing that we need to find out. Is it that this is just a trial period for him getting the seat long term, or is it just they want to put him out there so that they can see the level he can work at? But it is one of those, the seat is now his, and he will be the one that will either perform to the level that's expected and mean that he gets to keep it long term, or unfortunately be another case where Red Bull are ruthless with their driver changes and we'll have another change at the end of the season.
It's interesting to see, guys, and only time will tell what there. But guys, if you liked today's video, don't forget, give us a thumbs up.
If you want to press the subscribe button, that would be great. It means that you'll be able to see all of our videos going into your inbox. And if you press the bell icon as well, you'll get notifications of when a video goes live. So you'll be able to jump on there and be one of the first to see what we've put out this week.
Guys, don't forget, get involved in the comments below. It will be great for us to hear from you what you think would be success for Albon or Gasly at this week's weekend. How do you think they're both going to perform, and maybe what do you think is going to be their second half of the seasons, because they are certainly 2 drivers that we're going to follow closely, and probably all the kind of F1 community are going to follow closely with that switch happening mid-season. But for now, guys, F1 fans, keep racing. Hi guys, thanks for watching today. It really is going to be interesting to see how Albon and Gasly both get on in the second half of the season in their respective new seats. So guys, if you are new to the channel, don't forget you can subscribe by clicking here. Maybe you'd like to check out our video where we discuss who's better, Lewis versus Max, right up here. Or maybe you'd like to be interested in the question where we ask, is Christian Horner a good team principal, down here. Thanks for watching.